when society collapses, when food runs short, and when the power grid finally goes dark. What rifle would you trust to keep you alive? That's not a movie plot. It's a real question every serious gun owner should ask. Because when everything goes wrong, fancy gadgets and tactical toys won't save you. What you'll need is one rifle that can hunt, defend, and survive the chaos. The Scout Rifle. Born from Jeff Cooper's vision in the 1980s, the Scout Rifle wasn't designed to look cool. It was designed to work. Compact, lightweight, accurate, and versatile enough to handle everything from big game to home defense. It's the rifle that bridges the gap between wilderness survival and modern warfare. In this video, I'm breaking down why the Scout Rifle concept has made a massive comeback in 2025, which modern versions actually live up to Cooper's dream, and which ones are pure marketing hype, whether you're a prepper, a hunter, or someone just trying to be ready for what's coming. This is the one rifle that might make the difference between surviving and not. Jeff Cooper didn't invent a parts list. He proposed a philosophy. Picture this: you're out at first light, hauling a pack up a creek bed, or you hear a noise at the edge of your property on a rainy night and you've got to move fast. What matters then is weight, carry comfort, and being able to get the optic on target quickly, not your bench rest groups at 1,000 yards. That's the core of the Scout idea: a light, short overall rifle with a forward-mounted optic and a cartridge that actually performs on game or for serious stopping power. The trade-offs are where the interesting conversations live. Choosing a bolt action over a semi-auto gives you simplicity and arguably better one-shot accuracy. Choosing a semi-auto gives you faster follow-ups and sometimes magazine flexibility. Picking .308 Winchester buys you terminal performance and deep penetration. Picking 5.56 2.23 buys you lower recoil and more controllable follow-up shots. Understanding those trade-offs and how they map to real-life missions is the entire point. I want viewers to walk away thinking like a user. What will you actually carry? How will you actually use it? And how often will you have to resupply ammo when the S hits the fan? When Savage put Magpul furniture on the 110 platform and leaned into the Scout geometry, they didn't just change the cosmetics. What matters here is the bedding architecture, an aluminum bedding block that isolates the barreled action from the stock. That equals repeatable accuracy without hunting for a gunsmith each time you feel a shift in performance. The AccuTrigger gives a user-adjustable pull that you can tune for field use. That's a huge quality-of-life upgrade over stock triggers that feel like you're pulling a rusty nail. I set one up once with a long eye relief Scout optic and a low-profile backup peep, and the balance was surprisingly good. It felt like a rifle you could shoulder the whole day and still make composed shots at 200-300 meters. Magazine Choice AICS style gives practical options for reloads in the field, and the extended Picatinny rail lets you run both traditional Scout optics and modern red dot solutions depending on the task. Bottom line, this is the pick for someone who wants a refined, accurate bolt action that still behaves like a workhorse out in the wild. If you're building a one-rifle bug-out kit, the CVA Takedown is the kind of rifle that makes sense. It's practical to the bone tool-free takedown for compact storage, fluted stainless barrels that resist corrosion, and a modular stock with an interchangeable comb system so you can set your cheek weld for whatever optic you're using. The design philosophy is almost the inverse of boutique guns. They prioritize durability, interchangeability, and price over cosmetic perfection. That means you can stash it in a vehicle, a locker, or a fishing kit without sweating light scratches or rain. Chamberings like 400 Legend and 360 Buckhammer open up options for short-range energy in brush country, while the basic build keeps maintenance simple. For people who value portability and redundancy over match-grade groups, a Takedown Scout gives you maximum capability for minimum headache, and it won't make you rethink your mortgage when you buy it. When we talk about the Steyr Scout, we're really talking about the purest version of Jeff Cooper's idea made real. It's compact, light, with an integrated bipod, backup ghost ring sights, and a long eye relief optic rail exactly where Cooper wanted it. Every ounce and curve on that rifle exists for a reason. The Ruger Gunsight Scout, meanwhile, is the blue-collar answer: tough, modern, built to handle abuse, and configured with today's shooters in mind. Adjustable length of pull, threaded muzzle, and synthetic or laminated stock options make it one of the most adaptable rifles in the category. The Steyr is surgical, the Ruger is practical. Steyr feels like a precision tool from Austria. Ruger feels like an American ranch rifle that learned to shoot straight under stress. Both hit the sweet spot between portability and stopping power. And both remind us that the Scout concept works when you build it with intent. The choice comes down to your environment. Are you stalking elk through alpine terrain or defending your property line? Either way, you're working from Cooper's original playbook. Now, this is where the conversation shifts. Semi-auto or bolt action. The Mossberg MVP Scout pushes the boundary by offering the feel of a Scout rifle while feeding from AR-10 or M1A magazines. That's not just convenience, it's logistics. When magazines are universal, training and supply chains get simpler. The MVP comes with a full-length rail, a crisp adjustable trigger, and even a factory option for a Vortex Scout scope, giving shooters plug-and-play readiness. Semi-autos, by design, add weight and complexity, gas systems, more parts, and more potential failure points. But they also add faster follow-up shots and sometimes better ergonomics under stress. If you're dealing with moving threats or multiple targets, that matters. The Mossberg's balance between weight, control, and magazine flexibility makes it a solid bridge between the traditional Scout and modern tactical carbines. It's not a purist's rifle, but it's one of the most versatile. Before Cooper settled on bolt guns, he experimented with lever actions, and that history deserves respect. The Marlin 1895 SBL captures that spirit. Side ejection, stainless build, and a threaded 19-inch barrel make it a brush gun with modern DNA. The large loop lever isn't just nostalgic, it's functional, easy to cycle even with gloves or under stress. The adjustable ghost ring rear sight and tritium front post make low-light shooting feasible, and the black and gray laminated stock is as rugged as it looks. What I love about this design is that it's unapologetically practical. No detachable mags to lose, no complex optics to baby. You get 6 rounds of 45-70 government, and that cartridge still hits like a freight train. In dense woods or close to fence, this lever gun earns respect. It might not meet every Scout specification on paper, but it meets every requirement that actually matters: accuracy, durability, and power. This is the rifle that proves old-school engineering can still dominate a modern gunfight or hunt. When people hear Scout rifle, they often picture lightweight bolt guns. But the M1A and Springfield Armory Scout Squad break that mold in the best way possible. These rifles pack .308 Winchester firepower in semi-auto form, bringing fast follow-ups and real-world combat pedigree. The Scout Squad trims the traditional M1A down, 18-inch barrel, compensator to fight muzzle rise, and national match trigger for a smooth pull. You get the forward Picatinny rail, ghost ring sights, and the kind of durability that Springfield's been known for since 1974. Sure, it's heavier than a Cooper-style bolt rifle, but this thing delivers authority. It's the rifle you grab when you expect trouble, whether that's hogs in the field or threats at the property line. It's not subtle, and it's not light, but it's a semi-auto Scout that still respects the philosophy: portable, powerful, adaptable. For those who want a battle-tested backbone in their Scout setup, the M1A and Scout Squad belong on the short list. Here's the surprise entry that punches way above its price point: the CVA Cascade SR80, chambered in .308 Winchester or .350 Legend. It's built to be a working gun that doesn't demand a trust fund. The 3-lug bolt cycles fast with a 70-degree throw, and the 18-inch threaded barrel keeps the balance tight. The detachable box magazine gives you quick reloads, and the adjustable stock spacers let you dial in the perfect fit for field shooting. I see this rifle as the everyman Scout: affordable, rugged, and adaptable enough for deer season, range work, or defense duty. CVA cut the fluff and gave shooters what actually matters: reliability, decent triggers, and threaded barrels for muzzle devices or suppressors. For under $1,000, that's serious value. My advice: spend the extra on a good optic and sling setup. That'll do more for your accuracy and readiness than chasing brand prestige. Let's talk calibers, because this is where a lot of shooters get hung up. 5.56 NATO/223 Remington is light, easy to shoot, and great for training or urban defense. .308 Winchester 7.62 by 51 mm is heavier, hits harder, and maintains energy far beyond 200 yards, perfect for hunting or perimeter defense. Then you've got niche players like .350 Legend, .450 Bushmaster, and .400 Legend, which were built to meet hunting regs and brush performance needs. Each has its lane. The trick is matching cartridge to mission. If you're defending property in tight spaces, controllability matters more than reach. If you're hunting big game or need to punch through intermediate barriers, the heavier rounds shine. And don't overlook logistics. Ammo scarcity has taught all of us a few hard lessons. A scout rifle is only as useful as the rounds you can actually find. So, when you pick your caliber, think about what's on the shelf when the world goes sideways, not just what looks cool in the catalog. So, here's where the rubber meets the road. Every rifle we've talked about hits a different kind of shooter. The Savage 110 Magpul is for precision-minded users who still want a rugged field rifle. The CVA Scout Takedown and SR80 are for preppers and outdoorsmen who want utility without overpaying. The Ruger gun sight is the modern professional scout, reliable, ergonomic, adaptable, and the M1A Scout Squad. That's for the shooter who values raw power and fast follow-ups over ounces saved. Meanwhile, the Marlin 1895 SBL is the old-school hammer for those who trust mechanical simplicity above all else. I've run enough rifles to say this: the perfect scout rifle doesn't exist, but the perfect one for you does. Start with what you actually do, not what you imagine doing. Are you carrying it long distances? Are you using it in tight quarters or open country? Those questions decide whether you need lightweight, short overall length, or mag-fed firepower. My personal pick: a balanced 308 bolt-action Scout with a forward rail and a 2.7x optic. It's accurate, powerful, easy to maintain, and forgiving when conditions go south. So, is the Scout rifle the mythical one gun to rule them all? Maybe not, but it's about as close as we're going to get. What makes it special isn't just its specs, it's the mindset behind it. A rifle you can actually carry, that actually hits what you aim at. And that's simple enough to trust when things get rough. From Jeff Cooper's original 1980s vision to the modern offerings we have today, the idea has survived because it works. Modern manufacturers have done their part: Savage, Ruger, CVA, Mossberg, Marlin, and Springfield Armory. All of them took the blueprint and built something that fits different shooters and different budgets. Your mission profile should decide your rifle, not the other way around. So, what's your pick? Drop a comment down below and tell me which Scout rifle fits your life best, or which one you'd trust if you could only grab one rifle and go. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you found this helpful, and as always, see you in the next one, and hold them down.